Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, as you're tuning in, remember to hit that thumbs up button, and if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. Before we jump into it, remember guys that day trading is risky. Remember that my results are not the typical results of someone who is in and about these markets, all right? I've been trading since 2017. I've been around the block a couple of times, and I have been a losing trader before. I've suffered before, right? I've had to go through the trials before I could get to this point. And so for those of you who are newer to the channel, the OG viewers, they understand it, but the newer traders, right? Remember, it's not a sprint, it is a marathon. It's slow and steady until you can continue to increase your experience, increase your confidence, and become a better trader over time. All right, with that being said, once again, hit that thumbs up and let's jump into today's recap. Guys, today was another solid day. We came in and we got the job done, right? Quick and clean, just like this recap, right? So we had two stocks, ENSC. This is the first one, and this one was really strong pre-market, right? Pre-market, is typically before, let's say between rather 4 a.m. and 9:30 a.m., right? This is before the market officially opens. Yes, trading does, take place in this time. And the people who love to trade pre-market, they had a treat today in stock ENSC. It started out a little earlier around 8 a.m., pushed up, pulled back, and then made new highs. Small flag right here. So a little bit of a cup and handle, right? But it's a high flag. I like it, not bad. And then we continue, we break out, beautiful breakout here. It pulls back again quickly, a bit of a false breakout before going, and huge move into the open, and then pulled back. Guys, throughout this range is where I made my money on this stock, right? So we have this range in here, and I'm watching at it, and I noticed when it came down right here that the bids were really, really holding well, right? When it came down, I believe it was at 32 if I'm not mistaken. I jumped in down here, 1,000 shares, and I rode the wave back up and was able to have a nice trade selling into this green candle here, I believe. And we'll watch that. Let's go check, right? Let's check. Sometimes trying to go off of memory isn't the best. So at 9:32 a.m., let's pull up the archive here and let's go back. All right. So let's see here. And we can go to full screen. Let's enlarge that. 9:32 a.m. Let's skip ahead a little bit. So we had a low of 612. It pushes up to 680. It looks like I might have had a attempt here for the 1-minute candle to make the new high. Retest of the break of 7. And by the way, we had some great fills on this stock. Let's not forget to mention that. So it dips down here, mid 70s. I'm in, and look at how great that fill was, giving me a beautiful trade. Coming out for a small gain of 250, and then I believe we're going to see the pullback here. So attempted high of day, not quite, just a small winner, 5 cents. It didn't quite go. And I think here's the drop, 31. So this is where we're going to get long here eventually, right? Low of 31 is going to come back down, and I'm going to get a beautiful read. Hold on. I'm going to get a beautiful read in here. Actually, okay, yeah, so it breaks back over 50, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, man, this thing seems like it wants to go back up. Right? So right here I'm gonna take the long, about a 10-cent stop, and let's see how it does. So I'm gonna jump in right here as we're holding above the $0.50. See, my memory was a little off. I thought it double bottomed, that's where I was looking at it. But anyhow, risk right here, low of this candle is 27. So I'm back out. Are we flushing down? If not, I want to be back in. So I'm back in. And can we see that push right up to 7? So right here, notice I'm not selling yet, right? I'm trying to give it a chance. And there's the out as we got up to high of day. So I could have easily sold this thing for 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, but I held it for that extra move, and we saw the push right here up to the highs. This will do it for the archive today. Of course, the students will have full access. Beautiful trade, really. And the other stock, man, there's a beautiful trade on the other stock, but again, the students will see that when we'll talk about it. the 5-minute setup, man. The 5-minute setup from the classes, you know, and we really and truly throughout the years, we have countless examples of this, right? Um, chapter 24, right? Chapter 24. Chapter 24. So we come up a little bit. 14, 23. Okay. The edges, right? Chapter 24. You come on down, and we have right here the 5-minute pullback. 5-minute pullback. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trades, man. I can't stress it enough that it's one of those, for me, you know, a lot of people like to say relentless, you're in and out a million times. This particular type of trade, I'm in and I'm in holding, right? So the other stock, again, we made money in the range as it pulled back. We're in, break of 7. So TCRX, it's called out and it's halted up. I pull it up on screen and the resumption was not so good for me. I was hoping for a good resumption. I had a small trade into the halt up to 50, ready to go with full size. Botched the resumption, or let's just say the resumption wasn't as smooth, really, for what I'm looking for. But it does dip and rip ultimately, and it curls up nicely, and really did its thing. This was a beautiful move. I really should have done better in this area here. I really should have done much better than I did. You know, usually when there's uptrending momentum, Relentless traders on it. But today didn't do super well going up, and you know, a little too much over trading on the consolidation. Still working on that, right? Still trying to improve on that. But the setup came, and we spoke a little bit about this 5-minute pullback here, right, on the stream. Let's pull this up. Are we good? Okay, yeah. So we're going up, incline, pullback. Incline, pullback. Can we see the incline again? Doesn't happen, right? So when we start to, on the 5-minute chart, get this pullback here, I'm watching to see where high of day is relative to support levels. You guys know these blue lines are mapped out in pre-market before we even come into the open. So the due diligence of the daily chart has already been taken care of. So when we're coming into the level, and again, Relentless, are these trend lines gonna always be support and resistance? The answer is no. For the ones, this is how I make it easy for myself, right? For the ones that do not have an impact, then great. I don't even have to worry about this level being resistance, right? Because these levels are usually above the market price. Now, if we're coming back into it and we're noticing something in whether level 2 or just the charting itself, you know, hidden sellers, these type of things, then we know, well, okay, this trend line or area is confirming that it either is support and or resistance, right? So, you know, for example, 560, we kind of came close, 548, and then 72, we were not able to hold above, and then it broke above the level, right, and pulled back. So anyhow, the 5-minute setup is occurring. High of day is at 548, and we had VWAP at 468 and this blue trend line here at 456. So as it pulls back into this level, I'm waiting patiently and I'm long at 446 and I'm prepared to hold for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes as long as I don't get stopped out of the trade. Now, because I'm buying low to where I think support is, my stop in this trade is not huge. So the risk to reward here is really high, right? My stop was the previous halt level, which is 425, right? When we got halted up, 425. So I'm in at 46. I'm risking about 21 cents, assuming I don't get huge slippage if it just flushed down. I'm risking 21 cents, and high of day is at 548, looking to make $1 a share, right? That's about a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, right? Or is it 4-to-1? 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So this is good, right? And I'm in. I did not expect it to take off in this manner, but it did. Sometimes that's how it goes. Other days, you know, the stock is like this, you know, sideways. Maybe it comes up like this, back down, sideways, sideways, a little, you know, lower, curls, 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 and then we get the nice move Today it was very sudden. It just took us a good 3-4 minutes and boom, back up. So I'm in 1,000 shares, 46 right here, and I'm selling. I was green 300, or let's say green 250, then red 300, and then green maybe 250, then red again 200. And this put me from red 200, 300. I actually red 300 again because I was just back and forth. Red 300 to plus 700 up here. So about $1,000 trade, and great trade, really scaling out. So again, over trading the consolidation. Attempted high of day trades here, maybe here, and losing trade. Paper cut, loss of $70, 50, 100. Before you know it, I'm up 600. And the stock then starts to pull back, right? Stock starts to pull back over here, and it's a disaster. Why? Because Relentless Trader is not patient enough. He's not patient enough to wait. This big wick right here was an amazing opportunity if you were aggressive. I was not. Didn't take this wick because I'm like, man, it's not low enough versus the last wick. And right here, I played myself by buying too soon at 533 at the low of this red candle, and then getting back out. So we had a low of 33. It then makes a new low of 496. This wick did not happen. We only got to a high of 17 right here. I'm not sure why it's showing this wick, right? So the low was 511. The low of this pullback was 511, right? Why in the world is Relentless Trader buying at 530 right here on this red candle, right? It was madness. I needed to be patient to wait for lows. So anything between 511 and $5 would have been good. Would stop in place looking for a similar trade that I took down here. But in this case, this stock was not bottoming. So I was in high. I lost 15 cents, 150,000 shares. Very unnecessary. So I should have been up an extra 150 on my current P&L if I didn't take this nonsense trade. Finally got in lower. I'm in at 11. It makes a low of about 87. I don't sell yet because I feel good about us being in support, right? Now it curls back up to my average, and it's like there's some upside resistance. I'm like, you know what? It seems like it wants to come back down. I'm going to re-average. I'm out. I'm back in 10 cents lower, down at 99. And it makes a low again. It makes a new low of 83. I'm like, I'm not holding it. So I stopped out right in this area. Or is it over here? I think over here I stopped out. It does go down some more. And VWAP in this case is at 90 at the time, like 98, 97. Again, I'm buying at 511 and then 99. It still goes down lower to 463. So at this point, it's like, man, how low does this pullback need to be? And we can erase some of these other trend lines just to have things look a little cleaner, right? Yeah, it's like, how low does this thing need to go? So it goes all the way to 63, which was essentially the first low. Where was 63? The first low of this red candle here? Yeah, 460. And then it curls back up to a high point of 515. Doesn't quite get going. So we see more of like an ABCD here in the short term. It comes back down to lows of 475 and then gives a nice move. For me, I could have been watching at break of 515 area, and I mean, this gave a beautiful baby pullback in here. If you're here, you probably captured this, right? Small baby pullback, high of 44, low of 39, and then erupts. New highs, but then it doesn't hold up above its levels. This is a good pullback here. This is pretty healthy. This is not bad for a pullback after such a huge move, but we need to flag and hold and then continue. Can we flag, sideways consolidation, and then can we build again? Instead, Titanic. And that was the day for this one. And, I was already out of here by then. But yeah, So guys, check out the links down below for Momo Pro, right? Momo Pro, that's the scanning software that I use to find all these hot stocks. You can check out the link for Merciless Markets. That's the day trading course that I offer here. For all these strategies, right? All these strategies, be sure to check out the website. And lastly, the Discord. That's our home, our chat room, right? Our home away from home. The YouTube channel is our home too, but the YouTube channel, the live stream, we can't do screen shares. We can't do screenshots of chartings and trend lines and so, video calls, voice calls. All of that is what's happening in Discord. So be sure to check out those links down below. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out. Bright and early tomorrow at 9:15 a.m. Guys, hit the thumbs up button, and yeah, we're out of here. All right, we are out.